Hi, this is Dave with DiversifiedOptionsTrading.com, and I'm here to talk to you about what are the best technical indicators to use when trading stocks and options. So if you're watching this video, you probably have a pretty good idea of what indicators are, and here's a list of a few of them. And there's so many out there that I'm not going to go through all of them. It could probably be another half hour just to discuss most of them. And nowadays with charting software, it's a lot easier to even do scans and find out when the 20-day moving average is crossing the 100, or when this crosses that. And now it's a lot easier, and people can come up with strategies now depending on what these certain indicators are doing. And of course, with me, I tried all this, and it got to the point where I wasn't having the success that I wanted, and maybe I would even change the time frame to try to get this to look the way I wanted to. Eventually, I figured out that these indicators were causing. I was relying too much on these indicators, and it really wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. And they were pretty much telling me what I already knew. And I finally figured out that I was not going to be able to predict the future like I wanted to with these indicators. So finally, what I tried to do is figure out a different strategy that wouldn't rely so heavily on trading with indicators. So I finally found a strategy, I guess, that would work, and it used just a few indicators. And these are what I use and I feel are the best indicators. There you have it: support, resistance, and trend lines. Now, some of you guys might be pretty upset because you're thinking that you're hoping that maybe I would have brought you a secret trading strategy, indicators, or another one of those, this crosses that. And some of you, I guess, might be pretty happy because finally, here's the easy way to use indicators. And the trading system I use, support, resistance, and trend lines are my major way of using any kind of charting system. And I really don't rely on it too heavy. So what I want to do is I want to take you over to a charting software, and we'll look at some reasons why trend lines and even support, resistance, and even channeling are the best ways to use when trading stocks and options. Okay, so first I want to start off with drawing a support line, and I was going to do support line over the weekend, or do this video over the weekend, and some changes have happened. I was going to start off with the VIX because the VIX was kind of establishing an important support line. And you can see here I'm going back to here's October of '08, and you can see here where it's hit this line. You're looking about the around the 1589. That's what it says, 16. So here, around this range here. And as if we go back here and change it. Let's go back to the 2-year mark. You can see here that where this will even focus in to the beginning of 2010. And you can see here where this line has been pretty crucial support line where it's hit. And then of course, like I said, I was going to do this over the weekend, and it was above the support line, and you can see this week it broke down through this. So whether or not you're watching this a year from now or whenever, you can see where this was like the crucial point. And of course with the VIX, as it continues to go down, the market will go up. And of course the reason why is for another video, but you can see here that it has broken down. And then now what I did was drew a trend line, because that's the next support level is this trend line. And if we go back here, you can see how this works, and the more times that it's hit, the more relevant this is. Now, this is basic. You're probably saying, this is basic. Yes, I know all this, but what is this all about? Well, I do this with the VIX line on a daily basis just to see where the stock market's heading. It gets me a big picture, especially when I'm trading, doing option trades on the indexes. The VIX definitely plays a big role. And of course, when I'm doing like a 30-day trade, I will zoom in here and kind of see where things are headed. Probably not that much, but this gives you an idea of where things are going, and go from there. Of course, I'll start way out here first to kind of see where things are at. And of course, I did go back to a 5-year chart just to see where the next part would be, and it looks like it's going to be the 10 range is where this market could be headed next, which means that the stock market will probably continue heading up. So now let's look at the SPY, which should be heading up since the volatility is going down, and yes, it is. And here this would be a simple spot or simple trend line heading up. Let's go ahead and draw that. Like I said, and this is very basic, and if you're saying that this is very basic and this is very easy, then that's the whole point of this video, is that these are very simple indicators to use. This stock here I did an iron condor on last month and actually worked out pretty well for me. I think I did 18% on this, and you can see here this is kind of channeling here, and this of course we could do a trend line as well, and we could even do a channel. This is kind of more or less channeling up, as you can see here. This is the range that it's been trading in for going back to this year. And so now I have an idea. If I zoom in on this now and take a look at this, I can kind of see where this is headed, or what range it's been heading in. And then of course I did an iron condor, and I went with the ranges from down here to up here. And I don't want to get into the details of it, but anyway, I was just looking at the direction here and trying to figure out where it was headed. What's it done for the past 30 days, and of course that's where I set up my trade. I think it was right around, I think it was around 130 or so on the high end, and I was down here about a 115 or so, or I think it was about 120, and it actually worked out very well. Actually, I didn't have to do any adjustments to my iron condor at all. So anyway, this is a good example of kind of a stock that's channeling and using just a simple, very simple, like I said, I didn't do this trade. This channeling that it did just kind of helped me in choosing what strategy I was going to use. So now we'll go back to, we did the SPY. Let's try another simple stock here, and let's go with I think I looked at GE a little bit ago, and you can see here this would be more of just looking at something that happened in the past. And if I was looking at an option to do here, or a strategy to do here, you can kind of see here that it was kind of sitting up here as a I don't know if I did that in the right spot. Let me move that up. Oops. Yeah. Well, anyway, you get the point here. So that, and here you can kind of see it broke through right here. So once it breaks through here, of course, you can look at certain strategies to use as well. But the main point about drawing trend lines, I mean, they're very basic. It's very easy. I probably didn't have to show you this, but the whole idea behind these indicators is that they're very simple to use, and if you have the right strategy, the right system to use, this is all you really need. And instead of trading by what the stochastic is telling you, or what this is crossing that tells you, you use these indicators to help you, guide you in what strategy you're going to use. And it really is that easy as I've done here. I know I trade with a lot of friends, and we all kind of use the same kind of system, but every once in a while they'll kind of pick another trade, and they'll tell me what it is, and I'll say, well, where did you come up with that trade? And they'll say, well, stochastic was doing this and RSI was this, and so that's why I chose to do this. And of course then I ask them how their trade did, and of course it may or may not have done very well, and of course they spend a lot of time doing that as well, because of trying to figure out with the indicators and how to make it work. Whereas with this strategy here, you have 3 simple indicators to use, and of course they're there to help guide you in your strategy but not tell you what to do. They just help you with picking the range of whatever strategy you're going to use. So very simple and very easy, and of course if you're using the right strategy and the right system, it's a great tool. So hopefully that little information on trend lines, support resistance helped you. And if you'd like to know more about how these three simple indicators can help you in trading and using a trading system or a strategy that actually uses these, then stop by diversifiedoptionstrading.com, and you'll find a free video course. It's a mini course taken from our system. I'll kind of show you what this strategy is all about and how it all works. So stop on by there, diversifiedoptionstrading.com, and we'll see you on the next course. Thanks.